African affairs analyst Ademola Oshodi joins us on the news now to discuss the man Mugabe. Thanks for joining us in TVC News at 7. How do you consider it fair to remember Robert Mugabe, the fundamental role he played in his country's independence, giving black majority rule back to the people, of course, what people consider broadening access to healthcare and education in the early years of his government, or the portrayal of him as a dictator in the final years of his rulership?
Thank you. I think it's a combination of all you said. He's well known for his liberation struggle, freeing Zimbabwe from white minority rule in Rhodesia, and also negotiating independence with the British colonial masters in the early 80s. But as years gone by, probably the past almost 20 years or more, he's been known to be the person that brought the destruction of the Zimbabwean economy, brought it back to his knees. You have currency of $1 trillion. That's a Zimbabwe $1 trillion equivalent to less than 10 US dollars. It's rather tragic. Investors have left. This country's in dire need of food, issues of famine. It's a huge exodus of people going to South Africa and all parts of Africa. So
I get your point, Ademola, but he was in office for 37 years. That's just about 7 years more than someone like Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore. Do you think that this perception of him would have changed if Zimbabwe were to be more prosperous today?
Oh, definitely. If he had gotten the economic policy right, if he had managed the forceful removal of arable land from the white settlers, and had done it in a very compatible way that would not disrupt the economy and the currency, the Zimbabwean dollar, then yes, he would have left a lasting legacy of being an economic success.
Do you think anything really has changed? Because the closest allies he had in the military, and even the current president, who was his vice, were with him until about 2 years ago, when the perception was strong that he was going to replace himself with his wife.
Well, the economy is still in a bad shape, and the successor has also tried hard to provide confidence for investors to come in and settle issues with the farmers, but nothing yet has really been apparent. Nothing has been obvious. So it's still a hope with the fact that Mugabe is not there, and there's a sort of interest from all of other foreign investors. The Chinese are more interested now in getting more involved in Zimbabwe, especially with the large debt owed to China. I think the Commonwealth is also a little bit more open to discussing issues of bringing them back into the fold. But right now, the economy is still status quo, and it's in a bad shape.
African affairs analyst Ademola Oshodi, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us on the news tonight.